something scary is happening in North America. To understand it better, let's start with China. Over the past few years, tensions between the US and China have been increasing. For decades, China has been growing its military, expanding its strength, and making itself wealthier and more powerful by importing manufacturing and energy from other countries, namely the United States, Europe, and Canada. Now, the rest of the world is slowly realizing what has been happening. China has been increasing its tensions with Taiwan, making dozens of military moves to deliberately intimidate the small, democratic island. Leaked photos from inside a Chinese military base show China's planned moves to eventually invade the island. Xi Jinping has also refused to rule out the use of force in making Taiwan a permanent part of China. Meanwhile, China has been increasing its military operations in the China Sea, even going as far as converting small islands into fully functional, unsinkable aircraft carriers and military bases. All of this has been rapidly unfolding just in the span of a few short years. China has also gotten into the habit of threatening strikes on Guam, which is a U.S. territory in between Japan and the Philippines. Within the next 5 years, military and economic experts predict that China is on course to becoming more powerful than the United States and possibly becoming the world's new single leading superpower. If you think that is not a bad thing, think again. China is a dictatorship with no regard or tolerance for religious minorities, ethnic minorities, and people of diverging orientations and opinions. If you think your personal freedoms and rights would be protected under Chinese rule, you are sadly mistaken. The United States and China are on course for both a cold and a hot war. If China surpasses the United States economically and militarily, it might be too late. Many military experts and strategists in the United States know this, which is why they've geared up their rhetoric and actions against China. Addressing the growing threat posed by China wasn't just Trump's idea. Soon enough, we could be facing all-out war. As more countries begin to clue into China's long-term strategy, we could be facing a full-blown Cold War within the next 3 to 5 years. The United States and its allies will likely make moves to keep China down, while China works to escalate tensions and military actions against Taiwan and Guam in response. Speaking of the US and its allies, that brings us to Canada. In short, Canada seems to be aligning itself closer to China as the rest of the world, including our American allies, continue to back away. As far back as at least the mid-1990s, China has been buying up Canadian real estate and using money and wealth to influence Canadian politicians and businessmen. This was uncovered in a joint RCMP-CSIS investigation, published in 1997. Not much has improved since then. According to a more recent report, China is still embedding Chinese Communist Party loyalists, spies, and saboteurs in some of Canada's highest institutions, schools, and organizations. In 2019, while making every effort to block Canadian oil production in Canada's western provinces, the Trudeau government gave China the green light to explore and drill for oil off the coast of Newfoundland. China's massive Belt and Road Initiative has started to set up shop in British Columbia, with a brand new warehouse and trade center designed to connect Chinese and Canadian markets. Visitors to the new building will be met with rows of Canadian and Chinese flags. Critics say the new facility will give Beijing a firm grasp on the region's business community and its economy. Even more recently, a corrupt Chinese businessman who ran an illegal casino has been found to have close ties to the Trudeau government and to the Liberal Party. Trudeau is reported to have met with way more than once at multiple cash-for-access fundraisers. On an island off the coast of Vancouver, mysterious military-style drills have been caught on video, which appear to show Chinese women dressed in military uniforms marching to orders that are being shouted in a different language.
Military personnel on the road coming up. Check out this. Holy cow. Whoa. On Salt Spring Island. And they're all Chinese military. Wow. I wonder what it is.
The drills can be traced to a remote resort on Salt Spring Island, owned by a mysterious Chinese company called Create Abundance. That same company is connected to the mysterious death of a Chinese national in Surrey named Bo Fan. You can read more about that story by Googling it. In other news, it has been reported that Canada was set to team up with the Chinese military to help find a vaccine for COVID-19. Fortunately, the deal collapsed following an ongoing diplomatic dispute. For years, Huawei, a Chinese-owned telecommunications company, has been trying to gain access to Canada's 5G network. As of now, Canada is one of the few countries left to officially ban the company. As the rest of the world has started to back away from China, Canada has been slow to do the same. It has been a reluctant and slow process, much of it filled with optics and conjecture, but no real action. Alongside theatrical diplomatic disputes and hostage situations, Canada has quietly aided and abetted China's nefarious missions. Today, a large percentage of real estate in Vancouver and Toronto is owned by Chinese nationals. At the same time, housing costs have soared in both major cities due to a lack of available space and affordable rent. China has been exposed for using vulnerable countries like Canada and Australia to do its bidding and to fatten its wallet. Meanwhile, China plans to overtake Taiwan, Hong Kong, and other democratic states in an effort to expand its power and its global influence. As Canadians, we need to start paying more attention. Our country's relationship with China is nothing short of scary. If we don't demand that our leaders take a few steps back, it may eventually be too late. There is still time to set things right and to change our country's frightening relationship with China's authoritarian regime. Call or email your local MP right now. Let's let China know that as long as it plans to suppress free speech, punish religious minorities, and to threaten democratic nations, they shouldn't consider Canadians as their friends. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time we upload a new video. We appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you soon.